Jackson Dart is going to get his chance probably in week 5, week 6. They're going to run with Russell Wilson. When this team starts to fall out, which I believe after week 3, they're going to go with the young kid. They're going to see what Jackson Dart is, and I think Jackson Dart is special. This is an offensive line that's not very good. It is a good defense. The Commanders' defense is good. Are they a great defense? They're not. And the fact that they couldn't protect Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson was running for dear life, it could tell you that the Giants are going to have a long, long year at that front. Their front 5 is going to have. They don't have anything. Their center, who they drafted a couple of years ago in the second round, hasn't been really good. Their guards, their tackles, it's just been terrible. I'll tell you what the Giants did show, defense. They've got some good young players at that line. I think Thibodeau played pretty well. He really showed himself to be a good, better than he was over the last 2 seasons. Their young pass rusher that they drafted at number 3 looked pretty damn good too. Penn State alumni. So we understand what he's going to be and what the Giants believe he's going to be. You saw it. His spin move is sensational. Their secondary played a lot better than I thought they were going to play. They actually put pressure on Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels did not have one of his best days. The Commanders are just better defensively than the Giants are offensively. And by the way, Malik Nabers fighting on the sidelines and arguing with the coaching staff, that's a problem. And that's going to cause a big problem. We saw this with Odell Beckham and Tom Coughlin. That's not a good sign for Brian Daboll, guys. If Giant fans want Brian Daboll to come back and you see Malik Nabers complaining and doing the things that he was doing on the sidelines, not saying that he's not seeing the ball enough, or it just looked like Malik Nabers' head was not in the game. His head was down. Russell Wilson was trying to talk to him. Coaching staff, Daboll was trying to speak to him. You saw there was a little scruffle on the sidelines. That's not a good sign when your star wide receiver is arguing with the coaching staff. Russell Wilson, he's not the guy of the future. I know he's Ciara's husband, and that's why a lot of people don't like him. And we've heard stories that some of the players have had problems with Russell Wilson everywhere he's gone because he's married to a superstar, global superstar. I think that Russell Wilson has been more of a leader with the Giants than I've ever seen him with the Broncos, ever seen him with Pittsburgh, ever seen him with Seattle. So that says a lot about Russell Wilson, his transition, because he's not a number one guy anymore. But the Giants, the Giants were roughed up. They have no offense. They have no running game. And by the way, who the hell thought that Tyron Tracy Jr. was going to be a good running back? I don't know what the Giants were thinking going into the season with a guy that I know everybody says had a good season last year. He wasn't a number. Devin Singletary stinks, okay? They don't have a running back. They should have went into the draft, and they should have gotten themselves at least a better running back in the 3rd or 4th round. There were a couple of really good running backs that they could have picked up. We saw Blue go to the Cowboys. We haven't even seen Blue yet because Williams was running the ball in week 1. But you're going to see Blue. I think he's going to be fun to watch. I think the Giants need another type of rusher, another guy that can open up the field for the wide receivers. You see what the Jets are doing. I just think the Giants are not a very good team. They're not very well coached. What's going to keep Brian Daboll his job and Joe Schoen their job is what Jackson Dart is going to be when he steps on a football field. If he can pull off some wins and show people why the Giants moved up to get him, like I believe he could, maybe they keep their jobs for another year. But it's not a good sign when Daboll is fighting with the one and only Malik Nabers. They had 168 passing yards, and at one point it was only, if I'm not mistaken, 14-6. Yeah. And the Giants, it was in the 3rd quarter. The Giants still had a chance to win the game and come back in the game. That's the Washington Commanders did not play great offensively. They couldn't run the ball. You could see the loss of Brian Robinson Jr. I mean, him going to San Francisco, you've seen that it's affected them. And again, I just don't know if Washington, I'll tell you this, Deebo Samuel is a beast. That guy, if he stays healthy, he could change that offense. He was everything. He was running the ball. He was catching the ball. McLaurin was nowhere to be found in the game, but Deebo Samuel was everywhere. I mean, if you had him on your fantasy team, in some fantasy leagues, he had 25 points. Yep. He was unbelievable. He really was sensational. He was the only guy that really stood out to me on the Commanders. And their defense, of course. Their defense is sensational. Dan Quinn is one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. But Jaden Daniels did not have a great day. He did not. And I have him on my fantasy team. He did not. So I know everybody thinks that, it could be a sophomore year for him. I don't. I just think that
say sophomore slump.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you this, Jabba. The Giants' defense is a lot better than people think. Their front seven is really good. They got at him. They put a lot of pressure on Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels was staying in the pocket. He didn't want to get out of the pocket because of the way the Giants were hitting him outside of the pocket.
If Daniel Jones wins comeback player of the year,
I want to see.
Brian Daboll is being fired halfway through this season because if Daniel Jones is good, then it's Brian Daboll for sure that is bad. He has to go.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to me because I was the one that
I don't know if that's true.
Has supported Danny Dimes since he was drafted. I think Danny Dimes is a good quarterback. He's put in a very good position with a very good offensive line. Quentin Nelson is one of the best offensive linemen in football. He's an all-pro player. He's dominant. And this line, when healthy, is one of the best offensive lines in football, top 5. So you got a chance to see what Daniel Jones could do. He can run outside of the pocket. He's a lot faster, little doofy, but a lot faster than he looks, and he can make every single throw. Now, does he have an arm? No, he's not Josh Allen. He's not Pat Mahomes. He's not any of those guys, but he can throw the 30 and 25-yard passes. You saw what he did with Pittman. You saw that pass, that touchdown pass that he had with Pittman. He can make every throw, over-the-shoulder passes. If he can play like this and he can stay in the pocket and make those throws, Indianapolis could win the division. Definitely. The defense, Indianapolis has a more underrated defense than anybody could really expect them to be. Last year they were up and down, but they have some good young players in their secondary. They've got a pass rush. They can put pressure on the quarterback. And again, they have weapons. This is not a bad team. Taylor is a good running back. Pittman is a good wide receiver. Downs can catch the ball as a number 2. This is not a bad team. So
Steichen.
And Steichen's a great coach, and he's a great offensive mind. You saw what he did with Philadelphia, and he fits like a glove in Steichen's offense. Daniel Jones is a guy that you don't need to throw the ball all the time, can move outside of the pocket, can make the throw on the run. He could do all that stuff. Danny Dimes is going to have a lot better season than anybody thought he was going to have. He can start for this team. I like the fact that Riley Leonard could be the future. Sitting behind Daniel Jones, they have a good connection. We've had Riley on the show, and Riley said that him and Daniel Jones have spoken. They both play for Duke. They've trained in the same camp together, and Riley says that he looks up to Daniel Jones. So it would be a nice connection to watch Riley for the next 2 or 3 years sit behind Daniel Jones and develop, and maybe in the future take over for Daniel Jones. This is a great story, ladies and gentlemen, and for you Giant fans, bah humbug! I'm loving it. It's a present from me to you. I love Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes, baby. Danny Dimes. You like that?
He may have just beat an 0-17 team, though.
Come on, man. I don't care.
That's not the Browns.
I don't care.
They might be that bad.
I don't care. The numbers show you that he was good. He was good. I don't care how bad the defense was.
And the Giants faced a really good defense.
Who's Danny playing next week?
I don't know. I just want to see a little more sample size, Errol. I need more sample size.
When he samples everything and he gives you that little mozzarella cheese on your French fries, well then, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to give me a pat on the back because I told you fans that Daniel Jones is a quarterback in this league. Is he a superstar quarterback? No, but he's a capable quarterback. Sam Darnold's a capable quarterback. Geno Smith is a capable quarterback. I've been saying this for years. Who's up? Who they
Broncos next week.
There you go.
That'll be the test.
There you go. There's a test. If he could go out there and play good defense,
soon.
no. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Even if they lose against the Broncos and he puts up numbers, I don't want to hear any crying. I want to tell you, Daniel Jones is going to get you. I think if you own him in your fantasy league, he's going to be able to run. So as long as he's playing, he's going to get you 25 points a week on your fantasy team, depending on if you're PPR league or whatever the hell your league you're playing. He's going to be able to get you those points. He can run, he can throw, he can dance.